Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm gonna excuse me, I'm gonna repot a couple of my azaleas, the smaller azaleas. See, this one's full of weeds. They haven't been doing too good. This little one is really struggling, and it's because I know it's probably because they're in the wrong soil really. So I've got some Kanuma, which is azalea soil, so I'm going to repot them into that. Not sure if I'll have enough of that, but I'll mix it if I need to with some of the fine sieve stuff that I have. These guys really struggled last year, so I put some Epsom salts on them and they came back a bit, but they're still not fantastic, but they have come back a bit. So we'll get them repotted in that. I didn't do any trimming on this one last year because I just wanted it to get a bit healthy, but this year I think after it's flowered we'll have to give it a bit of a trimming. It's getting a bit leggy. It has massive big pink flowers, so yeah, this one always didn't do too bad. This one's still quite healthy, but we'll get all three of them done. So we gotta get cracking, and I might as well start with this one. Pretty, a lot of roots there, pretty pot bound alright, as you can see. It's not really, it's kind of, the roots are just on the outside. I get my see this soil. It's just my regular soil and it's not great for azaleas, to be honest, but I didn't have the right stuff when I was planting them, so I did get some azalea feed as well last year, which I put on them, which definitely helped, so I'll put some of that on again this year now. I'll try and get them back to some sort of good health. I believe this doesn't look like it was ever completely bare rooted. I don't know if I'd do it bare rooted now, even because the roots are so fine. I'm not so sure how easy it is to bare root azaleas, because I want to just be tearing all the roots. So maybe you're just going to leave a bit of a root ball and let the new roots spread out into the good soil. But I'll give it a wash and see if I can get some of this muck out. As I'm pulling on the soil and the roots are just tearing off as well. So maybe if I just kind of loosen it a bit, we can wash it, maybe that'll help to get some of this out using water. Okay, I'm going to stick this in water. We'll have a look. Before I do that, I may as well get the others ready and do them all together. Okay, this one is wired in. Yeah, my cutters. See there, the whole half of the soil just fell off. This one's very little root on it. I don't think this one would have lasted another year, so we'll see. We'll get it into some good proper soil, and like that we'll give it a feed in this year and see will it come back. Not a lot there to work with, but we'll see. Okay, and the big one. Oops. Let's have a look at this one. This one's wired in as well. This one always looks a bit scraggy and not great, but flowers fantastic. Some really nice, loads of flowers on it. They last for ages. This flower. A lot of weeds in this one. Used to have a nice little bit of a style in this one, but it seems to have lost a few branches and things and dropped a few branches, even rocked some this year, and it's just kind of gone out of shape now. It's gone back into a bush, but not the easiest for styling, to be honest, because they're quite brittle, the branches, for a start, and they're quite slow growing, and I just find them, maybe if you'd had more, pay more attention to them, maybe it'd be a bit easier. I tend to, well, I have tended to neglect my trees last few years, so maybe now we can give it a bit more attention, we can get it some way back into a style. Okay, so we'll take the 3 of them out and we'll give them a good wash and see if we can free up some of these roots in here, and then we'll come back then and we'll have a look, see what we got to work with. They tend to mat up and it just falls off the whole bunch of roots, so okay, we'll go with the water and see what happens. Okay, oh, we've gone a bit blurry, have we? Okay, so I gave them a good washing, but that's as much, to be honest, as I want to start tearing at the roots, because the more you tear it, the more roots just get ripped off. And because I'm kind of want them to kind of recover a bit, I don't want to go tearing all these roots off. And the roots, as I'm kind of picking at it, the soil, the roots are just coming with it, so I'm just tearing off roots, so I'm not going to take any more off. So we'll just repot them into this good soil and see how we get on. So I've got this little pot ready. I'm just going to put this little guy in here, back in like this at an angle. Be good to see now the difference it makes having the proper soil. Find a scoop. Having the proper soil for them. This was just a cut in this, but it took and it grew quite well. It was in with all my mini trees. You see it's got a few flower buds on it, so it will flower and everything, so and hopefully it will recover then once it's finished flowering. Hopefully it will start growing good and strong now in this soil. Kind of slants it a bit just to give it some bit of a character. Okay, so that's one done. Put them out the way for a minute. I'm not too sure which is the front. Could be this side or the side. We'll see when it flowers. Okay, I suppose we'll go with the next one now, which is this one. Now, I'm wondering, do I want to put it back in this pot, or will I put it in a slightly smaller round pot? I think it might look well in this. It's been in this one for quite a few years. Just for a change, we'll go with the round one. Okay, get some wires into that. Have to be quite fine wire. Find the ends. The ends always go missing when you wire. Just going to go through this hole as well. It'll be a bit tight. Okay, handy to use different colour wires if you have it when you're doing like that, so you know which one goes to which. Okay, a little bit of drainage screen in the bottom. So we put it so foot is at the front, if this is the front. This one around this way. I may have to do a bit of reading up on azaleas. They're not my kind of something I would be mad into. I only have these couple. So I've never really done anything with them or studied up on them and stuff, so maybe I'll have to just read up on them or watch some videos on proper ways of looking after them, because I obviously wasn't properly looking after them. They've gone downhill so much, but hopefully now change. Looking forward to seeing how much difference they are this year compared to last year. Like I said, they still flower now, and you think, oh, they look terrible and they look bad, and then they get covered in flowers and they look well again. And but I don't know how much better they'll grow, how healthy they'll look with proper soil. Now I have the proper fertilizer for them. It should make all the difference. Just turn that up a bit. Round it up a bit. Okay, so that's number 2 done. And now for the big guy. Now do I want to put him back in this pot, or will I put him in a different pot? I'll have a look, see what other pots I have. Okay, to be honest, I don't really have any pots. Well, I have pots that would do it right size, but you really want to have a glazed pot with a flowering tray, so this one really is the best glazed one I have for this kind of size and everything, so we'll stick with it. So we need to just decide which way we're going to put it. This way, I think. This way. Again, I've used different wires so that I can get mixed up which ones goes to which one. I think this was the front. Dead branch there, we'll take that one off. Definitely needs a bit of a sorting out, but we'll do that after it's flowered. The best time to prune them. So we'll just leave it, recover, flower away, and then we'll try doing a bit of sorting out of it. Give it a bit of a styling, a bit of a pruning back. Okay, just fill that up again. I just bought a small bag of this because these are the only azaleas I have. I have one big one in the garden which I'm kind of growing on. I want to kind of leave it grow and thicken up and try and get a bit of a bigger tree out of it. That'll be in for probably a couple of years, I'd say. It's a lot bigger than these, but I still want it bigger again. Yeah, you've got some crossing branches up here and stuff. That'll have to be sorted out. These ones, we'll just let it recover for now. Okay, so that's it for the azaleas. Like I said, I'm not a big azalea guy, as you can see, and that's all I've got in azaleas. But it's nice to have a bit of colour in the garden. They do flower well, and I would like to maybe study them a bit more, figure out what I need to do a bit better, and like that maybe get a bit of a better specimen going. But for now, we'll see how these go. So I'll keep you updated. We'll have a look at them again, hopefully covered in flowers next time you see them. Yeah, so I'll put them out, give them a good watering. So as always guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.